So the gentleman I'm bringing to the stage next, him and his wife Ruth, what they've done is they've created a way to get multiple streams of income, and they put together what he likes to call your investment thesis. And so him and his family, these guys have been doing this for years, and they've been teaching other people how to do it for themselves as well. So guys, do me a favor and give Martin Signs some energy. Get up here, my friend.
Well, we're very grateful here to be part of Lifesurge movement and the community, and this is our second event, so I just want to express that gratitude. When we first engaged with Lifesurge, we were asking them, okay, well, what does the community want to know about at Surge U? And the one response feedback we got that was overwhelming was, they're into education and they're into financial freedom. What I'm going to present to you, I put together years ago, and I've been using it as a practice, and I hope that you'll be able to take away some nuggets and use for yourself. And it's what's called a legacy planner. It's a good starting point. And so let's kick right into it. So as for myself, Pitt mentioned that my wife and I have been on a journey to achieve financial freedom for over 20 years. We first quit our jobs and launched a business and worked 100-hour work weeks and really worked hard for the dollars that came. And we didn't find financial freedom that way. We started acquiring real estate properties as a landlord in 2009 in the DC area, and we found wonderful asset accumulation and appreciation, but we found that the cash flow didn't meet our expectations or what we were seeking for in life. Then fast forward 2013, my wife and I sold our company, and I started buying mortgages, residential mortgages from across the United States. And it was at that point that I really found true passive income through monthly streams of income, through mortgage loans that paid consistently and with predictability each and every month. And so from building that point, from building freedom for my life and our family, I was at church in January of 2017, and I received a spiritual calling to write a book, to share the little that I know, what I've learned about building monthly passive income. And so I wrote Note Investing Made Easier. And what's interesting about that is that one of the first people that read it is my now business partner, Sean Munyo. It's always been, what God's will is for us, what his plan is for us. And so Sean and I started buying mortgages and other real estate assets on an expedited way from 2017, and with our own capital, with our own energy, and then we decided to open it up to the world through the investor community by opening a fund in 2020 with the mission of spreading monthly passive income to the world. And we've been on that mission. Now, as it relates to an investment thesis, many people, what I have found along in their journey of investing, maybe new to investing, wherever they're at, they have never put a game plan together by which to comprehensively understand their investment strategy for themselves and their families. A lot of people, as I have found, kind of do this over here, kind of do that, and they never see how it's all tied together. And so this is an important step to take, and it should be the first step, if possible, because this is really your roadmap for where you're taking your finances for you and your family. And so before doing an investment thesis, I encourage everyone to do a life thesis. And the reason why is because you really want to understand, and Kiyosaki kind of put it well in cash flow quadrant when he talks about be, do, have. and this is kind of another version, is you really want to understand your why. For example, your why could be family. I have a wife and 4 children. And then what you need to do to get closer to your why. As a result of being and doing, you will have what it is you seek to have. And from that point, we can go into an investment thesis. Now, by definition, an investment thesis is really a set of rules by which you will make decisions to evaluate investment options for yourself. And so one of the things that it starts with is a vision statement. Now, a vision statement is really a forward-looking declaration that you're going to put in place, and it could go something like this. And you want to be specific, as specific as possible. It can go that I want to accumulate $10 million in assets under management by 2030 in the following assets. You can put real estate, energy, crypto, whatever it is, and convert the assets under management into a monthly passive income stream of $150,000 per month, so I can travel the world with my family. Something like that. So the idea is just to be as specific as possible when you're crafting your vision statement. Now, defining your parameters. This is a very important step that I think is often overlooked, and because this is really your framework for how you're going to put together your whole investment strategy you have for yourself. So you can have whatever it is you want in life in terms of asset accumulation, in terms of cash flow, in terms of all the peace and prosperity that it'll give you, but you're going to have to do the steps required to get there. And so when you look at your overall financial goal, this should really tie into your vision statement. You should really be focusing on quality over quantity. What I've seen with a lot of folks is, and I've been guilty of this as well, a lot of people don't really know where their money, how their money is being used. So in other words, if it's being in a 401k, mutual fund, wherever the money is deployed, they don't really understand the assets that are being acquired with that capital and how cash flow is being created or values being created from those assets. So as it relates to asset pillars, you should really try and only invest in assets that you have some level of comprehension on. So whether it's you have an expertise in that area, or you have a passion, or you're a student where you're using your passion to become an expert in that field. As for capital deployment, this is going to be a strategy that you're going to look at how you're going to acquire these assets. So are you going to put down a lump sum amount initially? Are you going to use dollar cost averaging? Is there going to be some future liquidity event that's going to allow you to place more capital into the asset pillars? And then you're going to want an asset pillar mix, so that when you're deploying capital, you're going to have a strategy by which you're going to know, how much money needs to go where and when, and you're going to have that defined out for yourself. One thing that you don't want to overlook is that when you have your vision and mission statement, you've deployed your capital into assets that you're comfortable with. Well, from that point, you need to monitor and manage those assets, and that's where the asset management portion of the discussion comes into play. So education, which this is a great example right here at Surge U. This whole 3-day experience is part of education and research, so you're growing yourselves mentally and spiritually. Now, as for due diligence, this is you really want a due diligence game plan by which you're gonna vet these opportunities. You're going to vet the operators if you're invested with if you're invested in some type of private placement opportunity. So you want to have kind of all the guidelines by which you're going to vet the opportunity. And then asset management is a constant pruning of the bushes, where you really want to just be continuous improvement. You want to be looking over what you've done, and you want to say, well, where do I need to cut back on? What do I need to grow? What do I need to do? What do I need to just cut out completely? And always have a legacy transition plan. So are there markers in place with your investments whereby you want to know when it's time to exit, when it's time to re-up, invest more in? What's the overall liquidation plan? Is there going to be a legacy play where you're going to carry it over to the next generation? These are all important considerations to have. And this is one of my favorite Bible verses: money that comes easily disappears quickly, but money that's gathered little by little will grow. This is our world here. We feel like we've built products with Bequest that kind of fit into this category of building monthly passive income that's consistent and predictable. And it's one where you can do the math. And what I mean by that is, let's say that in your vision statement, it's your goal to, let's say that you're 50 years old, and your standard of living right now requires $10,000 a month to come into your existence to maintain your quality of life. And you're earning that $10,000 a month through active income. So that means through basically W-2 job, or you're self-employed and you're putting in the time. Now let's say your goal is to retire at the age of 60. And you want to maintain your standard of living, which requires $120,000 coming to you on an annual basis. And so you can do a few things. You can go and put $1.2 million into an income fund that pays out 10%. It's going to pay out $120,000 annually divided by 12 months, and that's $10,000 a month. Okay, well that's great, but the problem with that is that most people, they don't have the $1.2 million to put into the income fund. Well, that's understandable, and that's where you want to start somewhere. So you can go into an income fund like ours, which we built this in mind of, with the intention of folks being able to do the math and achieve their objectives. You can start with the minimum amount, and then you can additionally subscribe into the income fund on a monthly basis and grow into the number that you need to grow into, so that when you're ready to flip the switch and receive the monthly passive income, then it'll be there for you in an evergreen manner. That means it doesn't term out. It goes with you as long as you want to go for the ride. And when you're done with the ride, your money's there, so your capital's preserved. And that's really the heart of what Bequest is about, is removing the stress and anxiety out of investing. Because we believe that stress and anxiety comes when something's unpredictable, when there's volatility. And that's where it creates you having habits of, if you're looking on your phone, wondering what the stock market's doing, or wondering how, geopolitical conflict and war is affecting your portfolio, if you're constantly nervous about things that relate to the value of your money and what it's doing for you, then you have unpredictability, uncertainty in your life. And investing doesn't have to be stressful, and it doesn't have to require as much effort as a lot of people have it required. If you're in the right vehicle and you have the right plan. And that's the heart of presentation today. Our legacy planner here kind of gives a good start for putting together a life thesis and investment thesis. Also too, if you go to our booth, we have what's called a living financial statement, which I created about 15 years ago, and I actually meet with my wife every month on it. It looks at all your financial situations, but it's custom created, where it's very forward thinking, where we have a lot of goal setting tools on there, where it's focused on helping you grow your monthly passive income versus your active income, knowing that your active income will diminish over time. And so if you like that tool, if you go by the Bequest booth, Sean Osborne can get you set up to get that living financial statement, as well as a copy of my last book that I wrote, which is Cash Flow Dojo. And so with that, I want to thank you for your time. God bless, and we're so honored to be here this week.